Well, there you have it. The Cleveland Browns moved to 3-1 for the first time since 2001. My word, what a game this was. A whirlwind of emotions for sure. And like, let's be honest, the Cleveland Browns, this doesn't surprise any of us fans. We're used to this. Going into the fourth quarter with a 41-14 lead where we knew it wasn't going to come easy. We knew it wasn't going to come easy. So their ability to come up strong on offense, coming up with 49 points. I can't remember the last time the Cleveland Browns have scored 49 points in a game. My word, what a game this was. And there's one person I have to just pretty much give this game ball to, and it's Odell Beckham Jr., the one, the only Odell Beckham Jr., who I hope stays in Cleveland for the rest of his career. Now, I may come on strong on this episode of CSBR, but let me be very, very blunt, very blunt, as I should say. This game was not pretty at all for defense. I mean, when you come up with a score of 49-38 and the team score a combined total of 87 points, that's pretty pathetic. It's like an SEC game. It's like a Big 12 game in college. So let's look at the stats here. So Odell Beckham Jr., let's start with the man who gets the game ball, in my opinion. Kim had 5 receptions, 81 yards, and 2 touchdowns. But not just that. The big thing is the ground game. And the ground game is what won the Browns this football game. The Browns, going into the fourth quarter, blew their lead, pretty much took the game to a 41-38 game after a 24 unanswered by the Cowboys. Absolutely inexcusable performance by the Cleveland team in their secondary, in my opinion. But Odell Beckham, with a 50-yard touchdown run, gives him 73 yards on the ground. Absolutely incredible running the ball. So if you're a fantasy owner, you're loving Odell Beckham Jr. today. You're really loving him. And I really wonder if those morons who say, I wonder where would Odell fit in the NFL? Because clearly he hasn't been working for the Browns. He's played there one season, guys. Let him enjoy his time. We're in the 4th game of the season, and he just showed what his worth is to this team. I freaking love having Odell Beckham Jr. on this organization, and I want to have him for the rest of his career. I like having him, I like having Jarvis, and I really like having Nick Chubb. If there's a chance we could keep all 3 of those players, that would be amazing. Give them money and keep Baker Mayfield too. But without further delay, let's go down the stat lines and ignore and take away my love for Odell just for a split second. So Baker Mayfield, pretty good day. Definitely needs to improve. I mean, went 19 of 30 for 165 yards with 2 touchdowns. Didn't throw an interception, but did have some incompletions that were very costly. Now, a couple of them were near the end of the game in the fourth quarter when we had, when we just needed to get a first down, and he decided to throw it long, overthrew Odell Beckham down the sideline, and he missed Odell. So he can't have that. If you want to be a NFL quarterback in this league, you have to connect with your receivers when they're down the line and they're wide open. You can't miss them. I mean, you saw Dak. Other than that last pass at the end, Dak is an elite quarterback. He is in one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. And I want to say this now. The Dallas Cowboys are 1-3, but that's not on Dak Prescott. That is on their defense. So when they look at this game, and Dak is a quarterback of a 1-3 team, he's not the reason why they're the bad team. I mean, you got to look at the overall performance of your team. And when I look at this team for the Browns, we have a lot to improve on. And that comes with the secondary. And I knew coming into this game that the secondary was going to be the biggest issue. Now, before I get into my woes with the secondary, let's go down the stat line as I said that 3 times. Jarvis Landry with a beautiful 1 of 1 for 37 yards. Touchdown pass to Odell. That was an absolutely amazing play. Freaking loved it. Give props, give credit where credit is due. I'm excited to see what Baker Mayfield can do down the line, as we usually see at this point of the year. We see something good with Baker. He's definitely developing into a franchise quarterback, and we knew that when he drafted him at number 1 overall. And I really like him, and I'm excited to see him in next week. So, Dearness Johnson led the way for the Browns. After Nick Chubb went out in the first quarter, hope he's all right. I hope it's nothing serious. He went down with a knee injury, was out for the rest of the game. So hopefully it's nothing serious. But yeah, it's something definitely to watch out for. He had a great day. 13 carries, 95 yards. Didn't have a touchdown, but yeah, a great day for Dearness Johnson. Odell led it with second rushing with 73 yards, 50 of which came on that last play by the Browns. Well, offense on that last touchdown drive with a 50-yard touchdown. Kareem Hunt, 11 carries, 71 yards, 2 touchdowns on the ground. You know what? I'm not surprised by that. I mean, that's right where Kareem Hunt really works. I'm surprised he didn't get more after Chubb went out, but after what I saw from Dearness Johnson, who had a heck of a day, I'm expecting a lot more from him as we go forward into the season. So whether it be a little running back role to get some carries off Nick Chubb, but I really liked what I saw from him. So other than that, Dontrell Hilliard had 5 carries for 19 yards. Nick Chubb, 6 for 43. So a great all-around day from our running game, and we just dominated the rock on the ground. It's just that's what won us the game. But through the air, Odell, 5 catches, 81 yards, 2 touchdowns, one of which came from Jarvis Landry, as I said, and one came off a slant from Baker Mayfield. Jarvis Landry, 5 catches, 48 yards, and 0 touchdowns, but he's more of a possession receiver. And I like how we use him. He can definitely be a threat, but Odell is definitely our number one receiver in my eyes. And I think Baker really wanted to get Odell involved today. Harrison Bryant, another good day, 4 catches, 37 yards. Austin Hooper caught his first touchdown pass as a Cleveland Brown. Was fun to watch. I love seeing the tight ends get love. So 5 catches for him, 34 yards on the day. And when you look at the defense, we recovered 2 fumbles after Myles Garrett forced a fumble, another strip sack, 3rd strip sack in a row. So that's great to see. Olivier Vernon with a fumble recovery, Vincent Taylor with a recovery as well, and Andrew Sendejo, I believe I'm saying that right, forced a fumble off Zeke after Zeke had a great run. Zeke got his butt stuck on somebody else, forced the fumble out, and there you have it. That was a fumble. Browns ended up scoring on that on that turnover as well. So, interceptions. Denzel Ward, 2 pass deflections and an interception. He is my favorite secondary player. Now, when you look at everybody else, I think we have a whole bunch of room to improve on. I mean, these 2 guys got Ronnie Harrison, Jacob Phillips, both got pass deflections. But you know what? We have a lot to improve on. Terrence Mitchell, 11 tackles on the day, leading the way. B.J. Goodson, 5 tackles as well. And Malcolm Smith with 4 tackles. And Denzel Ward had 4 tackles on the day. But, yeah, Myles Garrett got those 2 sacks in the first half. Other than that, he was pretty much non-existent. Well, not in the first. He got those 2 sacks and the forced fumble, but pretty non-existent in the fourth quarter. And I want to talk about that fourth quarter. That fourth quarter was abysmal. We may have won, but that's the stuff that makes Browns fans worried. And it hasn't been the first time we've seen something like that happen. So what the Browns need to focus on going into the bye week is our secondary. And the fact that we were allowed, I need to look at how many yards they allowed passing. All right, let's go up here, go down to the Cowboys. They allowed Dak to pass for 502 yards with 4 touchdowns. I know he threw the ball 58 times. Threw the ball, completed 41 passes, but there were too many times we let wider receivers right in the middle of the field, and that comes with one of my biggest concerns is we play too far off the ball. So we leave those players wide open to make those quick cuts and get the ball quickly, and then that doesn't allow our defensive line to get to the quarterback fast enough. So that's what we were. Fortunately, the Cowboys really wanted to go deep on the deep attack, which allowed our defensive line to get to the quarterback quicker, get the sacks, and then that's why we were able to go up 41-14. And then they got back into that short little passes that they did in the first quarter. They went up in the first quarter 14-7. So that's what. Then they went away from that, and we took the lead, and then they went back to it, and then you guys saw what happened. So something to really improve on offensively. Obviously, it was pretty much a perfect game from our offense. Obviously, you have those little things to improve on. Play calls when you should have run instead of pass instead of run. Stuff like that you're going to run into. But for the most part, I'm very, very pleased with how we played. I don't think we're going to have a running game where you have like 5 guys rush for over 50 yards again. I mean, I think that's very rare. I don't think it's something we can definitely try to do again. But when you look at it down the line, I don't think it's something you're going to have to rely on every single game. So hopefully we can get, like when I talk about 5 different players, you need to, next week I want to focus on getting one guy more carries, whether it be if Nick Chubb can't go, maybe Dearness Johnson, if he's good to go, or Kareem Hunt. We need to get those 2 guys the ball. Those are the leading running backs if Chubb can't go. So, but yeah, otherwise, I'm very pleased with how we played on offense. Defensively, we got a lot of work to do. So, I'm excited for next week. I don't know who we play right off the bat. But for the first time since 2001, the Browns are 3. For the first time since 2001, the Browns are 3-1, and that's amazing. After that egregious first week against the Ravens, we look like a completely different team, and we realize what we have to do, and that is pound the ball on the ground. So hopefully that's an eye opener for for things to do in the future as we progress more into the season. But yeah, we play the Indianapolis Colts next week, a team I'm very confident we can beat. We can definitely move to 4-1, but this win against the Cowboys, like we said, it was the first win against the Dallas Cowboys since 1994. I wasn't even born yet when that happened. So being able to witness this now is just an absolutely amazing thing to watch. So thank you guys for watching, and yeah, I'll see you guys next week. Bye!